yesterday at Thunder Bay. Right now I'm just checking the humidity, actually. Alright, so there's humidity in parts of Florida, maybe a little bit in a few parts of the Northeast, but most notably right around the New England part, but not much though. But there's plenty of humidity in the northern plains like the Dakotas. Let's see what we got. And just a little bit in New Mexico. And now let's talk about rainfall accumulation. So where's the rainfall? Well, there is an estimate of about up to 3 inches of rain in Indianapolis, all the way down to southeastern Illinois. And in the front range of the Rockies, like western Texas, all the way to Nebraska, just around up to 2 inches of rain as an estimate, but in the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas, about up to 4 inches of rain, maybe a little higher locally, and in North Dakota, just up to 2 to 3 inches of rain in a few areas. And the Pacific Northwest, it's estimated that they'll probably get about 2 inches of rain there. But just so you know, this is just an estimate. It's not really the real thing. I mean, like if I were you, I'd consult with the with your local officials and your local weather office, just so that you get better estimates. Like for example, like what's there, it could be different from what's actually measured at this moment. Like let's say it's estimated to be 3 inches, but the area has reported 4 inches or 2 inches. Yep, cloudy with some rain showers here and there. It was 14 degrees Celsius most of the day. Ah. You see, so that means that you dealt with you dealt with some bad weather yesterday, and now you're getting back to enjoying the weather. Yeah, right now. Okay, so basically, like, we're done with that part. Now let's talk about the upper level winds, because the upper level winds they give us an idea of what the weather is going to be like generally. At first, I mean, we're talking about the 3-day forecast right now. So while the Licone, right now I am doing the upper level part of the atmosphere, which is 500 millibars, which is like, in other words, above our heads. It's actually measured in pressure, not just in feet or meters, something. I mean, right now, what you're seeing is that this is more of like a setup of what's going on in the upper part of the atmosphere. This gives us an idea of what the weather would be like in the next few days. But right now, let's just assume that this is right now. So, right now we do have a trough just over Montana and the northern Rockies. And we do have a small ridge over California. And there looks like a very thin ridge over the Mississippi Valley. And there's going to be a trough just north of Maine, and another very thin trough over the southeast. What does this mean? So this kind of matches with what's going on right now. So there's wet weather throughout the Great Plains and parts of the southeast. And approaching wet weather, it's coming into the Pacific Northwest. But hold on a minute. So in your case, while the Lycaon, you're basically like right in the heart of the ridge, from what it looks like. So, in other words, you'll be dealing with some fine weather, but maybe there could be some chance of strong weather in the coming days. But let me move to 24 hours from now, which means that we're going to be dealing with trough. That's going to be over Washington State, another trough over the Dakotas and Nebraska, and a flat ridge over Colorado and Wyoming. There's going to be a big upper level high just located over your head for tomorrow. And there's going to be a trough. It's going to be very narrow, just somewhat paralleling or being over the eastern coastline. What does this mean? It means there could be some storms that could occur throughout the northern plains, and something could be up in parts of the Great Basin and maybe a little bit in the Bitterroot Mountains of Idaho, and some wet weather will linger throughout parts of Florida. So if I were you, I'd keep paying attention to what's going to happen that's coming into your area in the next few days. So this is going to be hectic. And we move on to another 24 hours, which means it'll be Monday night by then, and there's going to be a trough, an upper level low, just over North Dakota and over the Canadian Plains, and another flat trough over in the Northern Rockies. And there's going to be an upper level low, but it's kind of vague looking from what it looks like. But the best thing I can say at this point is that there is going to be wet weather in the northern plains, all the way towards the northern Mississippi, and perhaps probably your area. But I got to look into it further. And from what it looks like, there could be some more wet weather throughout the southeast. And some wet weather could be a factor in the desert southwest, but not in a significant way. And finally, another 24 hours, which will be Tuesday night. There will be a trough just located in the northern plains, in North Dakota, all the way down towards the Rocky Mountains, and there's going to be an upper level low just over the Mid-Atlantic, and a ridge over Lake Huron and south in the eastern part of Ontario, which means, and there's going to be another ridge, just a thin one over Oregon. What does this mean? There's going to be somewhat weather that will occur from the southwestern plains all the way to the Great Lakes region and all the way towards the eastern part of Ontario. But I just gotta look further into it. And there will still be some wet weather throughout the southeast. So any plans wild tomorrow? You got any good plans for tomorrow? Just curious. Hold on a minute, let me turn on the light on my end. Alright, so after that, we now go into the tropics, because that part is something that I gotta look into just to see if we got anything. Now, I know there is the National Hurricane Center that does all the talking. Yeah, we might have some rain, thunderstorms on Wednesday. At least that's what I'm seeing anyway. Yeah, you do have this area of wet weather that you're going to be dealing with, like a trough that's about to move in. Could cause some wet weather in your area during the early part of next week and going into, of course, in your case, Wednesday. All that's going to build up. Let's see what we got. Okay, so starting with tonight in the tropics. What I'm seeing is that although the winds do become somewhat dry, yet somewhat of a potential barometric swamp in the upper part of the atmosphere, which means that maybe something could form, but it doesn't really look like as though there is anything that could develop in the Atlantic, and yet there is a trough that's located in the southeastern part of the U.S. There, it kind of looks like stagnant, just northeast of Puerto Rico and the Windward Islands. And now let me move on to 24 hours. From what it looks like, something could form coming out of Africa. But yet, winds are still too strong. Dry air could impede the system from developing. And now we move on to 24 hours, which will be Monday night. Something could form, like on its way towards the Windward Islands, but outside of which it's still too strong with some Saharan desert air that's surrounding it. Perhaps maybe something to the north, but just located in the southeastern part of the U.S. Doesn't really look like that it's going to do any favors by allowing this system to get there at this time, but we'll see about that. Then we move on to Tuesday night. The system is going to form, just making its way. Oh, it's a slow mover. I mean, because storms tend to move slowly in the tropics. But I try my best to find out if this system would be spot on. But by Wednesday night, it could form, yet with some warm waters in the tropical Atlantic that could spell some trouble. But then again, strong upper level winds outside of the system could impede. But based on what it's looking like at this moment, it looks like as though that it's going to gather strength. But yet you still have this weak upper level low just located over the east coast of North America, and there is a trough that's about to make its way towards the east. And based on where you live, yes, there will be some storms that will make its way to your area, Thunder Bay in Ontario, wild. And now let me move on to Thursday night. By Thursday night, although it kind of looks disorganized at this time, by Thursday, using the GFS model, and then we work on to the European model. See, Friday night, the system tries to get its act together, but it's surrounded by two areas of upper level highs. Looks like it's not in a good place at this moment. It kind of looks like as though it may end up getting sucked into the upper latitudes before it can reach to the eastern seaboard. Then it gathers strength as it keeps on gaining, as it stays over the warm waters of the Atlantic. So as a result, well, the pressure map doesn't really look like as though there is going to be any signs of weakening at this point yet. Despite that, there's still going to be some dry air that's going to surround the system. Then we move on to Saturday night. We move towards the west, and this upper level high kind of looks relatively weak. So while if you're curious about hurricanes, well, you don't have to worry about too much about hurricanes unless if there's some reason, like, it maintains its strength and then still, like, it becomes a hurricane after 2 or 3 days of making landfall somewhere in the U.S., and then it makes its way towards the Great Lakes. But you're lucky that you don't get to experience hurricanes, because if you end up, let's say, in places like Nova Scotia or New Brunswick, or even down south, oh boy, you're going to be in a world... Oh man, you're gonna be in a world of pain, dude. You're gonna be in a world of pain. But in your area, you don't have to worry too much about hurricanes. Just worry about severe weather and sometimes cold weather, sometimes lake weather. But definitely, the winter weather is your worst enemy, right? Anyway, so this is a little further out from the 7-day forecast.